Hey, good morning, YouTube. This is T Haven. Whew, it is Monday, June 2nd, 2025. Early morning. Listen, I've been looking at a lot of the immigration videos and things that have been happening, and I'm looking at these lawyers. And a lot of these lawyers, some of them are telling their clients, as long as you have an asylum application pending, they can't deport you. Then I heard another lawyer say that's not happening. They are dismissing all of the applications. They're not allowing them to go through, and they're showing up. When they show up at the court, when they go for their hearings, they're immediately deporting them. I wish that we would start seeing more videos. If their clients are going to self-deport, start probably considering that and including that in the conversation, and make sure they have their paperwork and everything they will need, because if they self-deport, then they have the option to come back. But if they are deported by agents and they're on a list and they have to come look for you, then they say you cannot come back. This is Christy Noam, Homeland Security and the government, the new administration. So if you're going to self-deport, why not go ahead and start giving them the paperwork that they're going to need, so that they can go ahead and take that with them, and they can go ahead and start seeking out. I heard a girl say that as long as you can get sponsorship over here in America, then that's like an option. That's a way of citizenship and becoming a legal immigrant, not an illegal immigrant. That's kind of like a pathway, right? To me, that's just a better option. Do not lead them into believing that if they have a pending asylum applications, that is going to go through. Everybody I'm hearing is not going through. One lawyer did state, that he's not telling his clients that there's a possibility, that he's telling them there's a possibility you could be deported. They'll show up in court. So you need to be prepared, okay? And I'm not saying some attorneys are not already doing that, but to me, it's just a better way to not lead them on, not gaslight them. Go ahead and give them the real, and then give them their paperwork. Let's start getting paperwork together. Let's start getting things together so that they can re-enter the United States, the America. The re-entry will be legal and it'll be satisfied, right? And they won't have any problems, because there are a lot of people that they just assume that the laws were still the same under 2.0 as it was under Biden, and that's just not the case. They have completely dismantled that system, that program that they had, right? So they need to be aware of that. Let's start making them aware of what's really going on. It's not fake. It's not fake news. It's not a facade. It is real. Like, it's going down. I remember when I saw the first ice raid trucks here in Arizona. That was back in March, February, March. As soon as he got in office. Matter of fact, I went back into the office around January because I got sick at the very end of January. I had to come home. I remember coming home. I was so sick. I was like really, really sick. And I had to drive home, and it was like over a 20-minute drive. And when I got over to my home city, I saw ice raid trucks in the middle of a very busy street. 4 or 5 lanes on each side. So, this is a very busy street, that leads to the airport. So anyway, this particular area. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and state that let's get people prepared. Let's get people mentally prepared. And I'm also going to come back and do a video on my mom. The elderly had already started doing community gardens back when COVID had started. A lot of people are not going to be prepared. They're going to be thrown off guard. When these food stamps are cut off, y'all going to be shocked. Y'all going to be believing that you can still have a job and still get it. Yeah, they require you to work, but you're still not going to be able to make but so much. The poverty level, they have lowered it to where it's harder to be able to get approved. You go in there and you start lying, talking about you don't have a job, you don't have this. They can look it up. You can go out of state. They can still look it up. The information, that's fraud. And the one thing you don't want is a fraud case, because you'll have to pay them back USDA, and then you also agriculture, and then you also have to pay fees, court fees, to fight if you decide to fight the case. Okay, and if you don't want to fight the case, you're still gonna have to pay fees because it's a case, and they've had to like send it through the courts. Okay. So anyway, y'all be blessed. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all leave your comments below and what y'all think about what's happening. I am going to come back and talk about my mom. She is up in age, very much up in age, but they started their community garden years ago. Okay. My daughter's actually helping her go down and pick greens and things like that. So anyway, I'll come back and talk about that too. Y'all be blessed, because we need to get prepared, y'all. Like, this is serious. So we need to get prepared. Not putting fear in nobody's heart, but let's just go ahead and let's be prepared and not caught off guard. Okay. Thank you so much, YouTube. Be blessed. It's T Haven. Like, share, subscribe. Please share the video again. Hit your update notifications. I will be back. Peace. Bye.